Hey guys, welcome back to some more reviews. I'm Horrorboy465, aka Nate Murphy, the Explorer for you. Welcome back to some more reviews. And I'll be talking about this franchise a little bit later, the Wrong Turn franchise. I'll be talking about this franchise a little bit later on tonight. But I want to do a more review before I get to the Wrong Turn franchise, and that is my review of 2016's Suicide Squad, which gets a 6.7 on IMDb, directed by David Ayer. Now, this is a film that is, for being a, superhero film, it is very low rated. I mean, usually superhero movies on a average get about an 8 or a 7 on IMDb, so the fact that it's got a 6.7, it is a little low for being a superhero film, even though it's not about the superheroes, it's about the villains, but it still involves Batman and stuff like that. But Suicide Squad is a film that I absolutely loved. I'm going to say that right now, before I get into the review at all, I loved Suicide Squad. I love this film so much that I want to get a t-shirt. I love this film so much that I want to get a poster. And I love this film so much that I want to get it on Blu-ray or DVD. Most likely on Blu-ray. And it's just a very well-made movie in my opinion. And I really don't get into a lot of superhero films. Batman vs. Superman, did a review for it. At the time, I said it was okay. Honestly, now, if I would do a review on it, it'd be a rant, because the movie altogether, Jesse Eisenberg did a horrible job. The movie is very dull, boring, and it was just, in my opinion, very, very, very boring. So I really don't like Batman vs. Superman. Man of Steel, I'm not a fan of Henry Cavill as Superman, so, Man of Steel was, in my opinion, just not a really, well-made movie. I didn't like Man of Steel. I thought it was a very dull, boring film. It's the same problems as Batman vs. Superman. The Dark Knight trilogy, I like Batman Begins. The Dark Knight is pretty good, and Dark Knight Rises is my favorite of the trilogy. But as far as, newer films, I don't really watch a lot of Marvel superhero films because, I don't know, they're not really movies I watch a lot. I don't really get into superhero movies that much. They're not my kind of films. I'm more of a horror movie and even regular action movies I can get into. And even comedy. It's just when it comes to the superhero genre, I'm not really into it that much. Just personally, I don't really watch a lot of superhero films. But I will say, though, I've seen a couple that really did surprise me. Like I said, I really enjoyed the Batman trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy. I also enjoyed the original Batman movies. Although there is one I didn't like, but I liked Batman. Actually, I loved Batman the original. It's a classic. Batman Returns, I seen a little bit of it, and so far it's pretty good. Batman Forever is actually one I grew up with. I grew up with Batman, Batman Forever, and I grew up with Batman and Robin. I didn't really grow up with Batman Returns, but from what I've seen of it so far, it was pretty decent. Thought it was pretty good. But Batman Forever is actually a film that gets, talked about as being, one of the worst ones. I could see that being said for Batman and Robin, but for me, Batman Forever was a childhood favorite of mine. It's a film that I still enjoy watching, so I really enjoyed Batman Forever. I can even say it's guilty pleasure. I really enjoyed Batman Forever. Batman and Robin does suck. I don't like Batman and Robin. That movie is so bad. It just freaking sucks. But Suicide Squad is a film that I absolutely loved. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was really well made. I thought it was really well shot. Has a really good atmosphere to it. Has a very fun atmosphere to it. The guy that directed this movie, he had also made Fury, Sabotage, End of Watch, and Street Kings, and Harsh Times. Now, I've heard of Fury. I heard some pretty good things about it. I heard some really good things about Fury. I heard about Sabotage not being that good. And Suicide Squad is a film that, I haven't seen Fury and I haven't seen Sabotage, but Suicide Squad's, it's really well made. And I would think that even after watching maybe Sabotage and Fury, I don't know if I'd say this is his best film, because like I said, I haven't seen those films yet, but I definitely say that he did a good job directing this movie. It has a great look to it, has a fun energy to it, and like I said, the movie when it came out, and it was very hyped for this movie. although I was hyped for it, but then I was wondering. I was like, I'm not really a big fan of superhero movies, so I was wondering if this was going to be good or not. But I looked at it as it's not really a superhero movie. It's about the villains becoming a squad, becoming a group of people to fight another villain. And I really thought they made it really well done in this movie. The Suicide Squad, what I really enjoyed about the squad itself, the group, is that they gave everybody sort of something to do. It wasn't like in the film there's a couple of the members of the squad, at least for me, they were all doing something. They all had a purpose to be. They were all doing something to be a part of the plot. For me, none of the members was just sort of off to the side. They didn't do much. For me, all of them, had a helping hand in defeating the bad guy in this film. And I really enjoy the idea. It's an ingenious idea of taking all these bad guys and putting them into a group called Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad. And I really love that idea. Now, is the film absolutely perfect? I would say no. The problems I have with the film are some of the majority of problems that people have. First of all, I thought that Jared Leto as a Joker did a great job, brought a brand new Joker to the table, and I thought he did a good job in my opinion. It's sort of iffy on Jared Leto as Joker, but I thought he did a great job. Thought he brought a new Joker to the table, new idea, more of a gangster Joker, more of a Joker that's more serious. So he brought a brand new Joker to the table. And the thing with Jared Leto as Joker is that, from what I've heard, they shot so much with Jared Leto and the girl who plays Harley Quinn, Margaret Robbie, which also did a phenomenal job in this film. From what I've heard, they shot so many scenes with Jared Leto and Margaret Robbie that it could make a whole film. From what I've heard, I believe that's what they said. It could make a whole movie. Is how much footage it was. I believe that's from what I've heard. I believe that's it. That there's so much footage you can make a movie about Harley Quinn and the Joker. But of course, that was trimmed down, and I don't know why they couldn't have had the Joker in in Task Force X. If they could have put him in there, that would have been cool because he would have actually been part of the Suicide Squad. And also, even if he wasn't going to be a part of it, at least have the Joker, trying to help the Suicide Squad take out this bad guy. And I do get there's a plot going on between the Joker and this prison that they put the members of Task Force X in. But I don't know, there really wasn't a lot of Joker in the film, which is a problem for me because he was all over the advertisements. There was just so much of the Joker in the advertisements that you would figure he'd be a lead character in the film. When really he's in the movie for maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes total, maybe 15 minutes total. At least for me, it felt like that. I don't know, maybe 20 or 30, not even 30, maybe 15 at the most for the Joker screen time. But I do get it though. It's there's a good friend of mine on Facebook who had mentioned this, and I do agree with his opinion. It's not all about the Joker. It's about the Suicide Squad. It's about the Task Force X. So for people going in the movie just for the Joker, if you're going into the movie for that, which by the way, guys, this will be a spoiler review. So if you guys don't want this movie to get spoiled, I will be talking about some spoilers in this review. So this will be a spoiler review. So yeah, spoiler alert. But if you're gonna go into this movie looking for the Joker for the whole movie, he's sort of a background character. He doesn't really make a lot of appearances in the film. But I do agree with my friend on Facebook. It's not all about the Joker. It's about Task Force X. Although I would like it though if they would put the Joker in the Task Force X. But it is not all about the Joker. It's about the Suicide Squad. It's about Task Force X. So if you're gonna go into this film looking just for Jared Leto's the Joker, it's not. That's not how. It's about Task Force X, and Jared Leto's Joker is sort of a background character. So you don't really see a lot of Joker in the movie, which is sort of a problem for me because they put him all over the advertisements, which I do get. I mean, I just said it. It's about the Suicide Squad. But what I'm wondering is why they couldn't put, Jared Leto's Joker in the Suicide Squad. Have him part of it. Put him in there. And even if you couldn't do that, have him help out the Suicide Squad. Have him involved a little bit more. I guess in a way he does help the Suicide Squad. He does, like I said, spoiler, he does help them get these things in their neck deactivated. So I guess he does do that. But he's not really, it's not like he's standing there with Task Force X and fighting these, these witches, creatures, and stuff like that. So I really would have enjoyed if they put Jared Leto in there a little bit more to give him more screen time, to make him a part of the Suicide Squad. And if not that, to have him help them, to actually, show up with maybe his group of gangsters and stuff and try to help out the Suicide Squad. Something like that, but that didn't happen. So yeah, I mean, Jared Leto, they put him all over the trailers, all over the advertisements, all over, well, they had all the Suicide Squad on the posters, but you just see so much of Jared Leto all over the advertisements that it made you think that he was going to be part of the major part of the film when he's really not. He's more of a background character. But I really would have appreciated it if they put Jared Leto as the sort of, as in there with the Suicide Squad, or maybe helping them out a little bit more and actually, being there and fighting with them. That would be cool. So yeah, there's that. And also, the film, I feel like it could have been rated R. It would have been so much more funner if it was rated R. I do get it that I think the original intention was rated R, if I'm not mistaken. I do think it was originally intended to be rated R. I'm not sure if it was, I'm not sure about that. But I do think that it was intended to be rated R. I'm not really sure, though. So don't quote me on that. So I'm not sure 100%. But I do believe that it was supposed to be rated R. I'm not sure, though. So, but even if it wasn't intended to be rated R, I mean, even if it just, wasn't, I think it was. I'm not sure. But I feel like it would have been more fun if it was rated R. Can you imagine that? Just, shooting and blood and, cussing. It could have been even more darker. It could have been even more grittier than the movie actually is. But, of course, it's not rated R. So, I think that if it was rated R, it would give it more of an edge. It would give it more grittiness. It would give it more of a, because these people are criminals. So they're going to shoot, they do shoot people in this film, but it's not really blood. It's, just, your typical PG-13 action. Not typical PG-13 action, but typical PG-13, no blood, just boom, boom, boom. People getting shot with no blood. Hardly any, there's cussing in it, but it's not really a lot. And I don't know. I just feel like it would be more fun at being a rated R film because it'd be more bloody. There'd be cussing. It'd be more, I just think it'd be better personally if it was rated R. Because there'd be more blood. There would be more, I don't know about violence, but there would be more blood and there would be more cussing, maybe a little bit more violence. So I feel like it would have been better if it was rated R. So I got that problem. I think it should have been rated R. I do know that the studio got involved in the film and trimmed down the scenes with Harley Quinn and the Joker. And you can definitely tell, especially at the beginning of the film, when towards the beginning of the film, it shows Harley Quinn and the Joker's, backstory. It's very choppy. It's very choppy, and it's very obvious that it was edited a lot. That they pretty much took a lot of the deleted scenes and edited it and chopped it up in little pieces and put it in this flashback. I mean, it was really obvious. So I really do hope I really did wish the studio wouldn't get involved with that much and they would just chop up pieces of that and, and do that. But, those are just a few of small problems. I would say the biggest problem with the film is maybe that, honestly, the fact that they would take the Joker's screen time and Harley Quinn's screen time and their backstory and just sort of chop it up and put it into a flashback scene. And, they took all of that footage and just put it and chopped it up and put it into a flashback sequence. It would have been better if they would have just had a story there between the Joker and Harley Quinn. But, it is what it is. I feel like it's still a very well-made movie overall. Really enjoyed the acting. I thought, like I said, I thought that Will Smith was excellent as Deadshot. I thought that the girl who had played Amanda Walter, Viola Davis, great job. Really enjoyed the guy who played Killer Croc. I really enjoyed the girl who played Harley Quinn, Margaret Robbie. Um, I really enjoyed, um, I enjoyed Jared Leto as a Joker. I enjoyed the guy who played, the guy with the fire powers. I can't remember his name because it's Diablo. Jay Hernandez actually plays Diablo. Which was weird because I was watching the movie. I'm like, is that Jay Hernandez from Hostel and Quarantine? And it is. It's Jay Hernandez from Hostel and Quarantine. So you got Jay Hernandez, you got Boomerang played by Jai Courtney, did a good job. You get Killer Croc played by Adwell. Adwell, I can't pronounce his last name. Adwell, I really can't. I don't want to. Adwell Agbedge. Adwell Agbedge, I think. I don't know. I can't pronounce his last name. But he did a good job as playing. I think he did a great job playing Killer Croc. And, pretty much everybody did a good job. Rick Flag, the Rick Flag character played by Joe Kinnaman from the RoboCop remake. But, I thought that he did a decent job in the film. Decent job. But the cast, great job, great acting. You have some really well done action scenes. You have a really, really well done score, which is actually the very first movie in a long time. A long time. I really can't remember a movie I've seen in a while that I wanted to get the soundtrack to. But this is definitely a movie I wanted to get the soundtrack to because you got 21 Pilots Heathens, which I really enjoyed that song. You got Rick Ross and Skrillex's Purple Lamborghini. I enjoy it. You got some Creedence Clearwater Revival or CCR. I really enjoyed their music. You got Fortunate Son. I love Creedence Clearwater Revival. Really well done. It's really cool they put that in the movie because I'm a big fan of their music. So you got that. You got so many great songs in the film, and this is actually one of the soundtracks I really do want to pick up on CD because it was just great. The movie also has a very fun energy to it. It's 2 hours and 3 minutes, but I don't really think it dragged at all. I thought it went straight forward at a good pace. And the movie's basically about a secret government, agency sort of built this prison and has some of the worst criminals in there. You got Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, you got Deadshot, you got Diablo, you got Boomerang, and pretty much these people are locked into this prison, and this government official, this girl Amanda Weller, decides that because it takes place after Batman vs Superman, and she pretty much says if there's another bad Superman, and there's another person that's as powerful as Superman, and ends up being a bad guy, we need some people to fight this bad guy. So she gets together Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad, Deadshot, Killer Croc, all these people, and pretty much while this is going on, there's this character called the Enchantress or the Witch, who has her power in this heart, and if you crush the heart, you kill the witch. She has possessed this professor who the Flag character is in love with, and then one day the Enchantress gets released. She escapes, and you find in the movie that she sets a bomb off, and there's a bomb, and I think there's a bomb underneath. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe a museum or a building, something like that. I'm not sure, but I know that there was a bomb planted underneath the ground, and she left, and the Enchantress went and got her brother. Her brother came back to Earth, and really enjoyed the design where it's a huge, tall thing, and it has these tentacles that come out and slaps people. Really well done, and pretty much her and this other character, her brother, are taking over the city, and thus the Amanda Waller character decides to bring up the Suicide Squad, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and everybody like that, and they're gonna go fight these two people, the Enchantress and her brother. And you find that the Enchantress also had made this sort of weird army, where there's like bubbles all over there, and then like bubbles all over their face. It's very creepy. and they're made out of some sort of rock. Very, very creepy. Kind of creepy looking, honestly, because they're made out of like these bubbles or something like that. And pretty much while that's going on, you get Harley Quinn trying to plan an escape with the Joker, and the Joker pretty much is waiting to pick up Harley Quinn in the city. And Harley Quinn, Margaret Robbie did a great job in this movie as Harley Quinn. Phenomenal job with Harley Quinn. You got so many great scenes, like when she's getting changed, and she looks over and goes, "What?" And everybody's staring at her. She's hot. She's a great actress. Did a great job as Harley Quinn, and she had a lot of fun scenes, like when she's hanging up on the bars on the cell, and then she gets down, and the guy tells her, "Hey, you can't be hanging on these bars," and he shocks her. You got that scene where she gets in an elevator, and they think that she's trying to escape. When they go upstairs, they catch her, and she just goes, "Hey guys." A lot of fun scenes. Really enjoyed her character. Really well done, and it's pretty simple. They pretty much go to the city. A lot of action. A lot of them fighting, creatures and stuff like that. And Deadshot's going through headshot. Killer Croc is punching these things to pieces. Boomerang is taking his boomerang and throwing it and fighting these people with knives. The girl, Akura, I think was her name, who plays the girl with the samurai sword and the mask. But a really, really cool character. I think it was Akura, or I really can't remember. I can't remember her name. But she did a really good job. She pretty much played the girl with the samurai sword. And, her sword has the soul, has the different souls of her husband, has like the soul of her husband, because that sword had killed her husband. She did a good job as, I don't remember, was it Akura? Or, I really don't remember her name. But she had a samurai sword, and it was really, really, really cool character. It was Katana, not Korra. Katana. And I thought that Katana was a really cool character. She has this really cool mask and a samurai sword. She's going through and chopping these creatures to pieces. Even the Flag character is going through with the rifle and shooting these things. So it's not like the people are just standing in the background and it's all just Deadshot or it's all just Harley Quinn. No, they're all fighting these creatures. And they get to this main building where they gotta go. And Harley Quinn tries to, they think that she's making a run for it. She ends up not. They fight to the building a lot of action scenes of them fighting in the building against these creatures. And then Harley Quinn really does make a run for it. She goes to the rooftop, goes in this helicopter thing, and it gets shot down. You think the Joker dies till the end of the movie. And then you find that Harley Quinn is still alive. You get that really, really well done scene where they pretty much go, because they have to go to this place to fight the Enchantress and her brother. And pretty much even they realize they don't have a chance to stand up to these people. They got powers that they can just, kill them all in one swipe. So they pretty much give up for a second. They go to a bar, they have a drink, you get that great scene where Diablo character, and I thought that Jay Hernandez did a phenomenal job as Diablo, because he's a bad guy, but he's a bad guy who still has a little bit of good in him. He doesn't want to hurt people. He doesn't want to go back to being this person who can control fire. He, wants to stay calm and peaceful, and really enjoyed that part of his character. And he pretty much tells him, hey, we're bad guys, but we still got some good, and pretty much tells him a big speech. He tells him that he ended up killing his wife and kids in a fire out of rage, and that they pretty much have to go fight the Enchantress. And he talks them back into it, and they all get, riled up, and they go and fight the Enchantress. They say, screw it, we're going to go fight this Enchantress. And I love that, because they're pretty much going, you know what? Screw it, let's go fight this girl. And then they go and fight the Enchantress. The Flag character is distracting. He comes out, and not just him, but they all come out. And you got that great scene where she's trying to persuade them to basically join her. And the Diablo character's like, no, it's all a lie. They end up fighting the Enchantress. They end up getting beat up really bad. They're fighting with everything they got. The Diablo character transforms into this fire demon thing, fights the Enchantress's brother, and then pretty much has to sacrifice himself to kill the Enchantress's brother. They have a bomb rigged underneath the building. They blow it up. It kills the brother to the Enchantress. They pretty much Will Smith throws a bomb in slow motion. It's a really well done scene where he's aiming and he sees his daughter for a second, and then he goes, "You know what? Screw it," because the daughter trying to tell him no, and that's the Enchantress trying to play tricks on his head. And the daughter's like, "No, don't shoot the bomb, don't shoot the bomb." And Will Smith knows the trick, and he just shoots the bomb and blows up this thing. And then the Enchantress is still there, takes the heart, destroys the heart. The Enchantress, the witch, goes away. The doctor, the professor that's possessed by the witch, she ends up being okay. They have to go back to jail, but they do give them some of their requests. They give Harley Quinn a coffee machine. They give Deadshot a chance to go back home to his daughter and help her with her homework. They give him all things they request. And then at the end of the movie, you got the Joker breaking out Harley Quinn, and then the Joker's still alive, and the movie ends. So the movie, in my opinion, is very well made. I feel like it's very underrated. It's a film that doesn't really get a lot of positive reviews, but I love the film. I think it's very well made. I'm a huge fan of it. I want to get a poster. I want to get a T-shirt. I want to get the movie on Blu-ray. I love Suicide Squad. This was my kind of superhero film because I really don't get into a lot of superhero films, but I feel like this and Deadpool would sort of be my kind of superhero film because Deadpool's rated R, and this one's a very gritty, action villain, not really a superhero, but a villain movie. So I really enjoyed Suicide Squad. It's something that I really do enjoy. I love the movie, and I really enjoyed it. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching my review on Suicide Squad, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.